Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Pat Trading Partners along by Gino. So, looks like we might have formed a short-term capitulation bottom here. Running down just below our next key level. Down here, this 196 level. So now we can update this, if it will let me, as always. There we go. So we have new levels to the downside. We're watching, we have a divergence here, so much lower low here from this low to this low. Slightly higher RSI. So, and we're really oversold, pulling far away from the rotation zone on both the daily and especially the weekly. So, trade above today's high, we'll be watching for first return to about 208 and then about 211. Those are the two key levels we'll be watching for primary resistance. Then on a continued rally, we'd be watching for a return to about 219. Those are the key levels to the upside. Now, if we fill this gap and then start moving sideways, we're going to start waiting and seeing what happens as the rotation zone gets closer. Because remember, there's two ways to work off an overbought or oversold condition. So to work off this oversold condition, we either rally back, and between price action coming up and the moving averages coming down, we meet, and that burns off the condition. That's a rally back to the rotation zone. Or we can move up to sideways to slightly up, so not a strong rally, but maybe even a gap fill, and then drift sideways, and then let the rotation zone come down, and then that's when you generally break lower again. So what we're watching again for first is this primary gap fill, and then we'll be watching subsequent days to see if we can continue to rally with those levels, the key levels, the upside laid out, or if we just start drifting sideways and wait for the rotation zone to come down. Now, looks like we have another significant cluster. If we do break below today's low, 195.25, we have another significant cluster right about 186.75. That's the next key area we'll be watching for. Below there, 179.50. And then below that, we have 163.75. Let's just zoom out again and switch out to the weekly just to take a quick look here. So the key levels over here on the weekly, again, we're going to be really focusing on the end of the clear path move. We have 179.50, and then the end of the clear path is 182.50. So that's a longer term. Those are our next major levels, but not expecting it to get there right away. Expecting a little pause in this action, because even on the weekly, you can see how oversold we are. And it looks like, the week's not over yet, but if we rally at all, we'll definitely get a slight divergence. And you can see how far away from the rotation zone we are on the weekly. The rotation zone's all the way back up at 239. It would take quite something for us to rally back up to there. Major resistance on the weekly would be at about even 234. So any strong, I don't know what it would be. Don't know. Nothing's really, we haven't seen much tweeting recently or other behavior from Elon. So maybe he's just in quiet mode or abiding by the SEC agreement and can't say anything right now. So that's what we're looking for. If there is some surprise, those are the higher levels we'll be watching for, but not really counting on much of a rally at this point. So any rally is, again, more opportunity if you're as a person who's playing it to the downside to go short or add to option positions. You unwind on these capitulation removes a little. You wait for it to move back up and you reestablish some of your short positions. If you're a long player, this would be very aggressive, and you better if you're a buyer of this, you better know where your stops are again. And don't get greedy with this. Don't turn this into a long-term investment. This is still very bearish stock. Fundamentals are bearish. Still highly overvalued compared to other automakers. And they still have a major balance sheet problem. So, and the bonds, if you look at their bond spreads, they are not doing well. So the bond traders, which many times are the smartest traders, do not see a lot of potential right now for Tesla. You know, it's a lot of downside risk, even bankruptcy risk or reorganization risk. So just keep all that in mind if you're playing it to the long side. We will talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.